Good to go.
Welcome, Sexy Wookiees, to another episode of the Sexy Wookiee Squadcast. We are continuing Star Wars Wedge's Gamble by Michael A. Stackpole. This week's chapters are 17 to 24. What happens in Coruscant stays in Coruscant. Welcome to the Hotel Imperial. It's your boy, Sexy Leader.
Super. Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
Hey, it's your girl, Sexy One.
Hey,
to
it's
follow
your
that.
Sim Sexy too.
Let's go.
Ronald, that was amazing.
Yeah, that is perfect. Oh dear.
So I know like you guys like to change your backgrounds, but absolute shout out to Megan because I'm just so in
You
love.
are just
So I put on a nice shirt today. Usually I'm a
Aw.
hobo. I wear my flannel and my t-shirts as everyone sees, but I was like, I gotta dress up because one, we're on Coruscant too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I look at me all glammed up, and I'm slumming it down in like the Invisisec over here.
Okay, Corin.
I don't know what. I just wandered down here. I don't know what I'm doing.
Where's the speeder bike? Is this? Oh, no, it's a droid.
There's probably one behind me somewhere. I don't know. Shout out to whatever artist I stole this from on Google Images search. Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I love changing up my backgrounds. What can I say?
I mean, it's fun. Might as well, right?
Yeah, try to keep it on topic with whatever we read that week. And it seemed like a lot of things were happening down in the seedier districts this section. So here I am. Brought my
Here
whiskey.
we are.
So cheers.
All right, guys, this one's a little bit of a long one just because I don't know how to shorten things. I've been short circuiting
Try to pay
this past
attention.
week, but I can't condense these. So if you need me to repeat it, just let me know.
And
So out of the three groups, which mission would you want to be assigned to? Gauging population loyalty, surveying security, or studying the mood of the alien populace and the infrastructure?
okay, read the three again. I'm narrowing it down in my head.
So I just try to simplify their missions. So Wedge and Pash, they were gauging the population. Corin and Arisi surveying security, or Gavin and the rest of the rogues, they were studying the mood of the alien populace and the infrastructure. Which team would you want to be a part of?
Okay, definitely the first one, Wedge and Pash, kind of gauging the mood of the populace, which way their loyalties are going. I feel like that I could understand and easily come up with a game plan, just kind of walking around, getting into casual conversations, looking at the state of the media and kind of seeing which way things were going, exactly like they said, like what's the hot sellers, that is going to tell you where's people putting their money. Like this is going to tell you what is popular right now and what the viewpoints are. I mean, I'd be hanging out at the hotel bar, just striking up conversations or overhearing ones. So yeah, I feel like that would be a really easy, natural assignment that I could understand. Security might be a little tough, and aliens might be a little tough for me as a human, but that one, yeah, I could do that.
ABI, Alien Body Investigation. No, that's not me.
Wow.
Be
Oh.
Be fine, but it's not me. No, I'm gonna go with the security route. That's Corin's section. I've always wanted to be somebody who infiltrated the Empire wearing a stormtrooper costume or a stormtrooper outfit, actually. So definitely that route is for me because that's something I think I can bring to the Empire is if I'm underneath where you can't see my face, I play the best. Like I can blend in pretty much.
Loyal goon. It's an important one too. It's vital to this mission. So I'm glad somebody's doing it.
So part of me, like, my first instinct was like, oh my gosh, I want to be with aliens because you guys know me, I love aliens. But realistically, I would have to do the security because you guys know me, I've been working in different types of security for how many years?
That's your jam.
And whenever I go, especially somewhere new, I know a lot of people don't notice this or don't know this about me, but the very first thing I do is I immediately look at what kind of security is in place, different exits, where are the cameras, where's everything, just because I like to know I'm somewhere safe, you know. Some people are like, oh, that's paranoid. I'm like, no, but when something's happening, I'm gonna know what's going on. You're not, but I will. So I'm all for security. So I think, Ronald, I'll join your team. We'll go survey the security.
No, it's perfect. And you are like that. You go somewhere and you're kind of looking around, you're gauging the safety and exit routes and, you know, possible things you need to do. And I'm trying to read people, like, what's the mood here? How should I act to fit in the best? Like, so it is perfect for us. Okay, yeah. We got a good team.
Yeah.
So
I
we'll
like
send someone else to go take care of the aliens because we got the other categories covered. Good one.
Yeah. All right. So next one. So we keep hearing about a spy, double agent. Ooh, crazy. So
Traitor.
do you think the spy could be Tycho, or do you think it's someone else, and why?
I might have to recuse myself from this question because that is one of the things I actually do remember.
Oh, okay, Ronald, let's go.
So I
All
will
right.
be quiet and try not to react.
Okay.
Good question, and
Cover
probably
your
a
face,
perfect
Megan.
perfect question for me because I might go on a
Actress,
rant.
no expression.
Yeah, come on, stone face. I think reading Corin's kind of like trying to figure out Tycho is, I think he has too much emotion in it, and it's kind of distracting his focus. I think that they said that in the book, his focus, or just his focus is off in general. And this guy needs to bring it home, bring it back, center yourself, and focus on what the situation is. For me though, it had me so confused. I was like, it seems like when he had that where he saw was it Lauren Tycho
Yeah, Kirsten.
in one of the scenes, like then I was like, oh, is he, like, could he be the spy? Like at that point I wanted Cell, I'm gonna call him Cell, or something. Cell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Oh my god,
The
yeah.
Empire's
So
listening.
I think right. So I wanted him to be the spy, but I still feel like it's somebody else. Like reading this, like all these chapters, I feel like no, it has to be somebody we're not going to suspect, and the reason why I don't want Tycho to be it, because he's done his due diligence to from the like to do his part in the rebellion, and so I don't think it's him. I think it's somebody
So
that
who do you think it is?
who do I
Ooh,
think it is, man?
prediction.
If I'm gonna guess, okay, it wouldn't be. Oh, I want to say it's somebody in the Gavin group.
Oh.
I think what's the.
Do you have any specific names, or do you think just someone in general in that
How do you pronounce the Asar? Is it Isari? Isar?
But she's
Rasati, the human
oh
No,
Rosati?
not Risati. Not Risati.
Oh,
Noara, the Twi'lek, or there's
One more.
Errol. She's
Yes,
Errol.
that one.
Ninub's sister.
She's new.
Oh, yeah, I'll go with her.
Oh,
It's somebody we're not gonna like, that we least suspect.
Mhm.
But and I also think it might be somebody who's part of who's still part of the Kraken group, like whoever's tied to General Kraken, the father. I think it might be somebody there. I can't pinpoint.
Mhm.
I guess I'm just as confused as Corin as my focus is.
That's
just
fair.
like I was a few nights ago.
So I definitely do not think it's Tycho. I think that there's a whole other explanation for Tycho and Kirtan to meet up, because I feel like the reason that they would meet up is because he's deathly afraid of Iceheart, so maybe he's reaching out, whatever. But I think
let me correct that because you're both onto something there.
Don't spoil anything.
No, I will just say, if you reread that section carefully, Corin doesn't actually see Curtin.
True.
He sees a figure, a tall, thin figure, hooded, cloaked, and that is his conclusion. He assumes. So he doesn't actually see the face.
Okay.
Which the first time I read this too, I was like, I thought it like was clear that he saw him. I don't think it is. I think he just immediately assumes that's what it is because of the build of the figure.
I think it'd be really cool if it was him.
Oh, that'd be great. It might be. I don't remember. It wouldn't make sense though.
If it is, that'd be cool. If it's not, then I'm very interested to see who it is.
Okay.
But I think the spy is a Reese. I just can't get it out of my head. I didn't like her from the first book. I still don't like her. When her and Corin kissed, I was like, no, bad. Where's the spray bottle?
Poor girl. I was like, it's friend zone more than me. It's so sad.
When it got to that almost spicy section, I screamed. I was like,
oh,
no. I was like, you're not thinking straight, Corin. Come on, get your act together. Thinking with the wrong head, idiot. She
wants some so bad. I'm like, girl.
Yeah, croissant. I'm sure that there has to be like a croissant version of Tinder or something.
Sure, but she knows what she wants, and she's a girl who's used to getting what she wants. So
okay, well, princess, you ain't gonna get this. But yeah, anyway, I think she's the spy, just because I feel like she plays that innocent game way too much. That in my head, I'm like, don't trust the quiet ones. Don't trust the ones who act 100% innocent, because you're probably not. Because, once in a while, someone's going to kind of like slip up or whatever, because that's human nature. That's normal. Not everything is going to be 100% like wide-eyed, doe-eyed, like, oh my goodness. It's not always going to be like that. So that's why I feel like she's putting on an act, and I feel like it could be her, because think about it. Like, I think it was in the first book that they were saying that because of the Bacta, she's Bacta queen, and so loyalties could be with the Empire if they're paying more, or could be with the rebellion if they're paying more for it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, she would be perfect to be a double spy, because both sides need her and her family's product,
And especially with the world about to be, struck with this disease that can be cured by Bacta. We saw kind of the machinations of this evil scheme, and how it's not just one layer deep where, it's a disease. The second layer of it is that they're going to need so much Bacta to cure these people that it's going to cripple them financially. Yeah. But they do have the Bacta princess on their team. She's in
unless she betrays them.
I mean, unless she's a traitor, but otherwise, like, they've got that connection. And so, I mean, that might help, but still, like, it is such a devious scheme. Ooh.
It is.
Ice Heart.
It is so terrible, but it is so smart. When she explained it, I was like, this is pure genius evil. Like,
because there's no winning, no matter what they do. There's no way to solve it. It's genius. I love that level of villainy. It's respectful and scary.
Because, like, any villain could just be like, hey, let's go destroy this planet because we're lame. But then a real good villain is like, no, we're going to do this carefully thought out thing, the strategy. Oh, but yeah, I think it's a Reese. Okay. And not just because I don't like her. I have reason.
Poor Reese's Pieces.
I know, goddamn
Reese's Pieces. It's me.
Not you. I couldn't believe he used that line. Corin, really?
But sometimes that line is true. I don't fault him for using it. Sometimes it really is you and it's not that other person. I've used that line before, but because it legit was my fault.
It's true. It's like, but really.
Well, what line would you use to get out? I'll start because I asked a question. Something suddenly came up.
Oh, look at the time. I got someplace to be. A mission.
So to get out of that situation, or just like a breakup?
Yeah, break up, whatever.
Oh God. If I was in that situation with Corin and Reese, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I have a comm. One of the agents, she's not calming us. Nope, look, it's by beeping. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I think I heard my comm in the other room. Wait, we share a room. I don't know. I'm the worst though. Like when I'm in this situation, like the heat of the moment, I feel so bad that I might hurt the other person's feelings. So I just go along with it and then figure that like after we're done, after it's after we part ways, I'll just find reasons why we don't have to cross paths again. But in the moment I go along with it because I'm just like, oh, I don't want this to get awkward.
I think I actually do good and awkward. So like I can just like how Corin left, I can leave that way.
I'm gonna go take a walk.
I've just no, it's for me, it's not take a walk, it's a take a lap.
Good on her though. She wasn't pissed. She's just like challenge
accepted. But to defend her side, but I like how you said, Jasmine, that it didn't cross my mind that she could be, because of the whole too much of comforting. And I hear what you're saying, like we overhear it where it's not normal in our situation. But to defend her, I like girls who are communicative, who really take the time to just say it out, because that's where it's really missing right now. It's missing for Corin, because how can you not see the signs and then just like
boy,
totally on. I mean, he's missing it when she's giving you like the biggest sign of all time.
You gotta act, and he's not like, this is where I didn't like his character, or maybe it's a turning point for his character to, because all of a sudden we're into talking about the father a lot. And I mean, who thinks about their dad when you're with a girl? Like really, like
because he needs therapy. He's not okay, and she's pushing that.
If Luke Skywalker was gonna be with somebody, like, would he think of Darth Vader at that time and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta roll"? My
he
father
didn't have that relationship with his father.
Yeah, right. But the thing is, like, like you said, communication is super important. That's really good. But what bugged me was you could tell he's always conflicted.
Yeah.
And she keeps pushing it. And it's like, look, if you really want this guy or you really like him, let him come to you.
Right.
And if you're tired of waiting, you're already good at communicating. Tell him, like, hey, I'm not waiting anymore. That's fine. But don't keep pushing someone.
That would be the way to go.
Because he's already super emotionally vulnerable because of their job, because of the life he's like, the life he had, everything. He's emotionally vulnerable, and she keeps playing on that, and I don't like that. I'm like, no, bitch. It's a simple thing called consent. Like, wait for him to be like, I'm in. Don't keep preying on him during such vulnerable moments. Leave him alone. Let him figure out his life.
Tag me in, coach, and put me in the game. Because Corin doesn't want it. Okay, let's go. Yes, put me in Wedge. Put me in Wedge from last episode. Definitely tag me in, dude.
But yeah, so that's another reason I don't like her. Like, leave him alone. He's clearly not emotionally there. Why would you want someone that's not emotionally
because
there?
I feel like he's not consistent, and he hasn't set the boundaries clearly. He's very much just like, oh, I want this. It's just, I don't know, like right now isn't a good time. And so he's sending such unclear mixed messages to her, and she clearly wants it. So every time she sees an opportunity, she's just like, well, he's not going to jump on this. So I'm going to make it clear that this is like, she's going to make the move. Why not? Don't wait around.
Slower. Like, it doesn't have to immediately be like, I see my window. Let's go to bed. It's like, no, you could start out with like a simple kiss or use your words. You guys
they just freaking made out on the patio. Like and he started it. So she's probably like, okay, well, I guess he's in the mood now. So
y'all talk it out. Even if you're dating someone, just use your words. It's not that hard. Everyone's an adult.
Exactly.
And if you can't use
Actions
your words,
speak louder than words.
Oh no. If you
Actually
can't
does.
use your words, you have no business being in a relationship.
So let me Mari for this for both of you.
Please.
And viewers.
Before I start throwing chairs.
So from my
Shuck a book.
like this is just from my perspective as a guy,
Please.
and I'm gonna
From the
try to
guy's
connect
perspective.
with Corin.
Okay.
Yes, we've already established that he's emotional, but his decision making is emotional.
Mhm.
And when he puts it into that, you can't clearly you like that's when for dudes whose decisiveness is emotional,
Mhm.
we can never think, because then it's like you're gonna make all the wrong mistakes, right? Two, you're gonna sour that relationship by your actions. And so those two things, like really, he's been in this deciding emotional state, and he's not just looking at the fact. And right, you said it, I think Jasmine said it, it's the word, it's so simple, because it's just so simple. And we're gonna fix this for but we're like in no way to give relationship advice, like it's just simple, like just keep it simple, be straight, and then be like you said, use your words to say well, I mean, I can't say feel, but like just
But to
use
be
your
on the same
words,
page.
use your words. And then like honestly, if the words out of your mouth are the truth, the other person, and literally, like, even though Arisi, we can say that yeah, maybe she is using this as she's, for her own benefit, right, to get whatever she's trying to get out of it, right? But she made it so clear, she made it clear to him,
Yeah, at
right?
least she's being transparent.
How much more clear can you be? And honestly, it's a fault with guys. I mean, now I'm not saying, I'm not speaking for all guys, but for myself, yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. Like when I make emotional decisions, like that's the worst I can go about it. And honestly, I'd be taking a lap right now, because that's what I remembered reading that part when he went down the lift to go way, way down. It was
Way
literally,
down.
I was like, okay, boy, rock bottom.
Yeah, here we are.
Like that's I was like, oh, that's why, because he's making the emotional decisions. So stop making the emotional. I said this in the first book. Like this dude needs to decide by the end of the book, or it's just gonna get worse and worse. And here we are now. It has gotten worse.
But some
Yeah.
people think emotionally and it's better for them. It's not good for everyone, but for some people, it's just how they live, and that's okay. It just varies person by person. And like it's already shown, when he thinks emotionally, usually good things come from it. So for him, it's a good thing that he did think emotionally.
Where he follows
But-
his guts, his
So
instinct.
my issue isn't that he's emotional. That's great. You want to be in tune with your feelings, because if you're not, then what are you doing? That's coming from someone who sucks at feelings. So good on you, Corin. I'm
At
proud
least
of
you
you.
acknowledge it.
Oh no, yeah. God, look at my Tumblr, Instagram. It's full of all those self-deprecating jokes. Anyway, but yeah, no. So the thing is, my issue is that right now he's emotionally vulnerable,
Mhm.
not quite mentally, but like he's even admitted, like, I'm not thinking straight. Like there's all this going on. That's fair. You want to know when that's going on with yourself so you could take a step back, which is what he was doing. And I feel like she doesn't always respect that. It's like, okay, if he's saying like, hey, I'm not with it, then you should be like, okay, do you want my support? Do you want space? Instead of just keep being like,
Or comfort.
oh, it's okay. Do you want this kind of comfort? Like, no, that's not the kind of comfort he needs. Like, I don't know, let him cry on your shoulder, pat him on the head. How do you comfort people? You pat them on the head, right? Something like that.
Okay, no, I agree with that. She should have read the mood there. Like she should have seen that he had been worked up and was emotional and just really on edge because of everything he was talking about, and then what happened with seeing Kurtan, like, and that is not a good time to take advantage of a person, even if you were picking up signs that there may be a chance there.
Yeah.
Like maybe not tonight. I don't know. So I agree with you on that.
At that point, she could have just been like, hey, I know we shared this intense kiss earlier. I'm feeling this. Are you feeling this?
Like, do you want to talk? Like,
Like,
do you
they
need
already-
somebody?
they're already super open with each other.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to be on the same page. Like, hey, I would love to get down and dirty. We did this earlier.
Mm-hmm. But like, is
Or am
everything
I-
okay? Do you
Is
want to
everything
talk to me?
okay? Am I reading this wrong? Like, it's not that hard to get on the same page. Words are not that
Fine.
hard.
All right, I agree.
They
Well,
did end up
okay.
having a nice conversation.
Can,
so,
can
mean,
I get
that's
one
good.
more? I'm gonna get
In
one
the
more on
end,
this.
they
Go,
got
go.
there. Yes.
I'll get one more on this.
Go.
Again, tag me in, coach. Corin, give me the damn key and whatever lock, or I'm gonna just take a blaster and blast the lock. And you know,
Zakathine's
and
gonna
then
steal it off
once
him
I
in
come
the
in,
bar.
yeah, exactly, pop the collar and just be like,
Bitches!
"It's Mr. Steal Your Girl, man."
Watch out,
Over for this
Reese.
guy. It's over for this dude. Hey,
She
hey,
did say
Corin.
like some prince was gonna steal her away, so
Oh man, well,
Ronald, that's your cue.
I
Go
better get
steal
on my
her.
friend.
slide into her
Okay.
DMs right now.
No man, it's over for this dude. And then so definitely, if he
Mr.
wants to go,
Shot, Corin.
if he wants to go, you know, his Jedi ways, then hey, there is no emotion. There's only peace. Go have your peace and take a lap, boy.
Well, it's a good thing he's not a Jedi.
What are you trying to be? Because I wouldn't have been Jedi. I would have totally went the Anakin route on this.
Remember, Jedi are allowed to have sex. They just can't form a relationship.
Exactly.
Yes,
You just
after
can't get
episode 6.
possessive.
You can get laid. You just can't date.
Actually,
Well, I
that's the
mean-
old way. This is Legends, and the new way in Legends in Luke Skywalker era is everybody gets married and has kids, even in
Oh.
Jedi.
Well, let me just have one more quote. Man, it's a day for quotes for me.
Oh,
I will make it legal.
Oh,
I am the council.
you know
Come
what?
on, man.
Actually,
Hotel Imperial. Let's do this.
so
I'm
I actually have a
containing things
second
so
theory.
hard right now.
I have a second
Alright, go
theory
for it,
to
go
the
for it, go
question
for
if you guys want to hear it. real
Oh,
quick.
okay,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
So
So
bored.
I just kept thinking about Corin, and then I was thinking of Ayala, and I was like,
Oh,
what if
right.
she's the spy? Just because, like, you want to love her, you want to trust her, because Corin does, and there's all these amazing
Yeah.
stories about her. She's been so helpful so far, right? And I'm like, it could be her too. It could either be the one that's trying to act all sweet and innocent, which I don't buy it, or it could be the one that you just want to love and trust so much because someone else did for so many years.
Interesting.
My turn for quotes.
Go for it.
Quote, BuzzFeed Unsolved. I've connected the dots.
I would follow that up, but then Ronald would have to bleep it. So
I mean, you could just use a nicer word.
you haven't connected, Chris.
I've connected them. I love you so much for knowing that. Thank you. Wait, no, you're on this side for
Yeah,
me.
you got to go opposite because we're mirrored right now.
Oh, we are? Okay.
Yeah, so you
There you go.
something like that.
There
I
you go.
think. I don't know. Wait, no, I set mine to mirror, so it's always the opposite. I don't. Cameras,
Well,
technology.
we'll see when we. Yeah.
It's something, but
It may be the screenshot for this week. It may not. I don't
So-
even know.
I think it's either Arisi or Ayala. So,
Okay.
yep.
And Ronald's got his money on an alien. How bigoted of you.
God damn it, you leave my aliens alone.
No one's
And
checking
I
that.
am not saying a word.
Where's she at?
I
No one's
mean, good
checking her.
question. Good question. We
Check her.
haven't accounted for their whereabouts.
Check her.
All right, ready for your next question? The
Sure.
last one. So, how awesome is Winter and why do we stan her? Without spoilers, Megan.
Okay, Ron, did you
Yeah.
understand that Rima is Winter?
Yes.
That Rima,
Yes.
when she's with them and they don't really know who she is, then she shows up in the other
Right, right.
location and everybody recognizes her as Winter
As
because
Winter,
they
Winter,
all
right.
exactly because they all know her from other.
Yes, we
Context.
we're on that point. Good. Let's.
Okay, and you as a not Legends book reader, do you know who this character is and what her backstory is? Because I thought for some reason maybe he would introduce a little of her backstory. Maybe he will in a future chapter, but so far he just kind of name dropped and everybody started talking like the audience,
Because I think
the readers know who she is.
because in
So
Legends she was introduced before this, from my
Yes.
understanding.
yes. So it's almost assuming like you've read the other books, which I know at least Ronald hasn't. So you know nothing. So
Right.
and what you probably gathered from these chapters is that she's from Alderaan, and she resembles Princess Leia. So she kind of grew up in the palace, and she has a very regal look about her. And so people would often, because Leia was such like a scrappy kid who was always getting into shenanigans. So people, when diplomats would come, always assumed that Winter was Princess Leia, this famed princess of Alderaan, and that Leia, this like crazy kid, was, I don't know, some other person. So oftentimes she would pretend to be Princess Leia, and they kind of resembled each other. People didn't know if they were related or what the deal was, but they kind of grew up together, were trained together. And Winter has photographic memory. So she can remember everything she's seen, every statistic, every name and face. So she's actually a very good spy because she retains everything. And then she's been with the rebellion ever since. And before this, she and Tycho kind of had a thing. Until he got captured, and she went to work in the intelligence community, and so they've been separated for a little while. So that's the backstory on Winter.
Do you remember in the first book, Tycho was like, yeah, kind of had something with someone, and then in this one, Corin even said he could tell that they had a history together.
Okay.
Right. Remember, because Tycho had that aide, and Wedge was like, oh, are you and her? And he's like, well, I don't know if it's good to begin something new if I don't know if the old thing ended or not. He was referring to Winter because they have a thing. So that is who she is. And she is the best. I love Winter so much.
Okay.
I'm so glad she's in this. So yeah, the fact that she's just so cool and in charge, and she knows what she's doing, and she's smart, and she like just has an answer for everything. And yeah, I'm just like, oh, I'm glad she's on our side. She's awesome. So yeah.
I mean, that answers that for me. I'm just when Wedge saw her and knew her, I was just like, and then there's like this big welcoming thing. Like, I'm just like, what's going on? But
how?
yeah, like who's this like? But yeah, I like how the author didn't give a backstory, like you said, but I like that the resemblance to Leia, because that's where I was like, okay, let somebody like Leia just put that in your head, kind of thing. And then I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, she and Leia are like sisters, so just keep that.
That's
interesting.
That's interesting.
They grew up together. So
so just based on her from this book, because months ago I did do research on her, and I had to stop at a certain point because I was like, God, spoilers. I know we're going to be reading books.
You got spoiled.
I got up to a certain part, which I'm not upset at the spoiler because I was like, my heart, yay.
Fine.
But based on this book, like I love her so much.
I want to marry her. She's so capable. I love her.
And I like that even though she's super capable, she's super sure of herself, like there was still that scene where like she was kind of emotional. Like you could tell like she's still human. It's not like she's some like mindless spy. Like she's still human. And I just really appreciate that someone so capable, so like on top of it, can also have like, their moments. And I just really appreciate that about her character. And I was like, God, I love it. And then like the way she is so like, she just seemed kind of nonchalant about like the coding system.
Yeah.
Like how she's on top of it with her facts. I'm like, God, I love you so
much. Yeah, she is the coolest. So.
If Wedge weren't in the picture, I'd go for her. I'd be like, Winter, sweetie, I am right here. You don't have to wait for no man.
Why not both?
Why not both?
Big happy family. Come on.
There we go.
Yeah. So everybody's together. We got a lot of introspection in these chapters, a lot of people meeting up and crossing paths, which I thought was a little crazy. I was like, geez, like, were they all never that far apart to begin with? Like, they were all in the same neighborhood. What the heck is this? So yeah, everybody's here now and action is finally beginning. So yeah, I was like, come on, let's go. Like we get where everybody's at in their headspace and in their mission space. And so now finally something's going to happen. I think it seems like it where we left off. So what are we reading next?
Next, we're reading chapters 25 through 32.
25 through 32. And I'm hoping it's going to be action packed and crazy. And
We're
we'll see
about
more of the people we love.
We're about halfway through our reading. Not quite halfway
Nice.
through the book, but we're about halfway through the reading. So
Oh yeah, it's got to pick up now.
It's going to get real interesting.
Ooh, okay. So that is your assignment for next week. And for this week, in the meantime, if you are already reading your chapters, you can always find us on Twitch, where Ronald is playing through Jedi Fallen Order right now. And he's a little bit stuck. So if anybody wants to give him some help, that would be nice. And then who knows what games will be next. We've got a lot lined up. And then we've got fan fiction coming out. We've got a TikTok account now. So there are plenty of places to find us and see all the shenanigans that the sexy Wookiees are up to. But as far as book club is concerned, that is all for this week. So let's sign out. Sexy Wookiee.